welcome to these mini tutorials for MCEdit 1. I will be doing MCEdit 2 when it comes out properly, but until then we're going to do MCEdit 1. And Django's here to help me make some bits and pieces and to sort of demonstrate some of the kind of things that we're going to be doing. So Django asked me today if we could make a like a skyscraper and a kind of a town. So what we're going to do, we'll level 1 of that, and then we're going to go into MCEdit, and I'm going to show you some of the tools that we can use to create a skyscraper. So first of all, we're just going to create one single level of the skyscraper, and then we're going to use MCEdit to make the magic happen, so to speak. So I'll be showing you how to select and how to copy and how to clone bits and pieces too. Gosh, he's fast though, isn't he? Look at him go. Right, I'll go and help Django now. So there we have the start of our skyscraper. Okay, so it's just one level high.
And if we come in.
Yeah, if you go in, we've got.
I got a little computer.
Oh, nice, very nice. So a little micro office for our desk jockeys, and we've got a stairwell, and it goes up like this.
Just go in there one more time.
You want to go in here? Oh, it's lovely, so comfortable. How do we get out? Let me out! Okay, I can just break the door. So there we have it. Now I'm going to take this build into MCEdit. And if you haven't used MCEdit before, don't worry. I'm going to show you the basics, from the very basics, even from downloading it and where to download it, to how you move around and how we can kind of convert this single layer construction into a gigantic, tall skyscraper. So you're going to need to download MCEdit for yourself. And if you go to www.mcedit.net, you'll come to this page here. And it says MCEdit, a world editor for Minecraft. And there's this MCEdit 2.0 technological demo, etc, etc. We don't want any of this. We want MCEdit 1. And when MCEdit 2 gets finished, I'll be doing some tutorials for MCEdit 2. So the first things first, at the top we see MCEdit 1 times X. If you click on there, we can go to the first version of MCEdit, the one that we're all quite familiar with. And again, you can get different versions, Mac OS X, a Windows version, or even a Linux version as well. And that's still in the beta. So once you've downloaded that version, okay, open it up and away we go. Once you've downloaded MCEdit, it'll be in a zip folder, and we can just double click it and open it like that. What? Very, very easy.
Yeah, so easy that even if you don't know.
Even a barnacle could do it.
Or a fish.
Or a fish.
Or a tiger fish.
Yes, some sort of tiger fish might be good.
Or a tiger.
Yeah, and there it is. I'm going to, where shall I put it? In my...
Or a chair.
I'm just going to leave it in my downloads for now.
Or a trash can.
A trash can. We're so American. It's unbelievable. If you're on a Mac, right-click it, go over to Open and press Open. This way you'll get a warning message when the OS, when your operating system will warn you that it's an unverified download. And we can just, an unidentified developer, we can press Open and open it up for ourselves. So when MCEdit finally loads up, you'll see something rather like this. A black screen with these little buttons on all over it. Over in the top right hand corner it says WASD, space shift to move, C to slow down, right click to toggle the camera control. The mouse wheel to control tool distance, hold Alt for details. So, you know, there's some controls and some ideas up here. We've also got controls, graphics, options, a home page, about MCEdit, licenses, the config files folder, screenshots folder. We'll just leave all that for the moment. What we want to do is we want to open up the world that we've just been working on, and this is what you may probably be wanting to do for yourself. So MCEdit is about opening up the world that you've just been working on. Now, if you are using Minecraft at the moment, make sure you've quit Minecraft or quit the world that you want to open up, because you will have all sorts of conflicts and everything else going on if you try and edit a world that's already open, because Minecraft will be writing to that world and then MCEdit will be writing to that world, and you'll have a whole heap of trouble. Quit Minecraft now and then open up the world that you want to look at. The way to do that is we can go to Quick Load. And we get a list of of your kind of level names that you've been working on. I very wisely named my MCEdit 1. So I'm going to load this world up, and we should see a representation of that world.
These are our 2 worlds.
Yeah, and you can see all the rest of our worlds that we've been playing on as well. Brilliant. We are.
There are you.
And there's our character. So let's move around this world. So if
where's my character?
If I right click, we've got 2 of those down. If I right click, okay, I can, and hold down the right click button, I can move my camera around as if it was on the top of a tripod. To move around in this world, I'm going to press W, and I move forward depending on the direction that I'm.
To the world.
Yeah, depending on the direction I'm pointing in, W will take me forward. S will take me backwards, and I can go left and right by pressing A and D. Yeah, so I can move around the world like that. So that's just with my keyboard.
That's just making me really sick.
I know. And then right clicking with my mouse to look in like that. Brilliant. So there's our world, and we can kind of zoom all the way back out and see the whole world. See all those chunks. All these little squares here are chunks of Minecraft chunks that are loading in. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to make a selection. Now, Django, did you want your computer room in our
first?
Did you want that? You wanted to keep it in the first bit?
Yeah, but not in
the second bit.
And we definitely need to cut off the door and the road.
You don't want the... No, of course. Okay, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Why don't we also why don't we scoop that out of here? So what we're going to do is we're going to select your little computer room. We're going to cut it out of this section here, just like we would in a word processor.
Well, I may put it in rooms, but in different places.
Okay, great idea. We'll cut it out of here. We'll put it over here for the time being, and then we'll put it back where we want it a little bit later on. So the first thing we're going to do is make a selection. Now, I'm going to just make a selection on the ground first, so you can actually see how to make a selection. So to make a selection, if I just roll my mouse around, I'm not pressing anything on the bottom on my mouse yet. I'm gonna, and you can see that the little selection box is rolling around the screen. Can you see that, Django?
Yeah, it's like a snake.
Yeah, hiss. And I'm just gonna click, okay, and then move, and click again. And you can see that, in actual fact, I've kind of selected a little bit of ground over there. So I'm going to move down, and you can see underneath there's the bedrock, and I'm going to move up again and move back a bit, and you can see that I've sort of selected a bit of ground. Now, it's not the selection I want, is it? No. To change the selected area, what you need to do is, if you roll over this area with your mouse, you can see that an orange square, an orange sort of rectangle appears whatever side of the selection you make. So there it is on top. Can you see it's just selected the top area?
Yeah.
I'm going to left click that and move and drag it up.
Woo!
And now I'm going
empty space.
Exactly. And I'm going to left click the side bit. And by left clicking these bits that we can, and if I want to select the back, you can go to the edge, just the edge there, and it knows that that's part you want to select. You can even kind of flip it around like this.
That's weird.
I know it is, isn't it? Let's flip it around again. So I'm selecting the back wall.
Whee!
And I'm doing that. Okay.
Make a dirt
I'm going to just lift it up. Well, perhaps we could make a dirt snake later on. Now,
cool.
Once you've selected an area, this contextual box appears on the left-hand side. It helps you do things to the selection that you want. Like, you could deselect it. You could select chunks. You know, expand the selection to the area of the chunks within it. Boom, like that. So that is a selection of all the chunks in that area. You could delete entities, and an entity could be like a duck or a sheep or, you know, a monster. Delete tile ticks, remove all tile ticks within the selection. I'll talk about that later. We could also analyze it. So let's go ahead and analyze it. If we analyze it, we can count how many air blocks are in there, how many grass blocks, dirt, bedrock, obsidian, and snow. We can even save that to file if you wanted to. Then there's familiar things like cut, copy, paste, and export. And we'll cover these again very shortly. We can also nudge this about, but I'm going to talk to you about that later.
Nudge. Now,
Indeed.
what we need to do is like copy that.
Exactly. I'm going to deselect the area that we've chosen, and I'm going to go into our building.
And we definitely don't want the door and that.
No. And I'm going to select an area there, move over here, and select that
Oh,
there.
no, it's not all there.
No, we need to bring the top up the top. One. Okay, that looks pretty good. That looks like we've selected all the things that we want to do. I'm going to move out, and I'm going to cut it. Okay, so I've scooped that out of the area that we were interested in.
Yeah.
And it's appeared up in the top right-hand corner up here.
Hello.
Now, I could save it, or I'm just going to actually click it, and that gives me that chunk, that little block, and I'm going to plop it down over here. And again, we've got another little contextual menu over here, one that says rotate, roll, flip, mirror.
Oh, can we roll it?
If you roll it, it does this. So I'm going to press E, and it actually spins around on its axis.
Flip.
Flip does this, so it flips it upside down.
That's quite cool.
Yeah, I'm just going to import it like that, and make sure that it's saved over on that side, and then I'm going to just deselect it. Fantastic, eh? So now what we've learned.
And we don't want the door.
No, well, we don't. Well, we'll move one up, and then we'll recreate the door, shall we? Okay, we'll get rid of the door.
We could just like destroy it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But we need a roof on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the top of the area. Okay, and it will take some time to get used to these tools if you've never used them before. So there's just the top area that I've selected here, and you can see that. And again, remember, if you haven't selected all, use the sides to help you select that area, to help you reposition your selection.
Yep.
So now I've got the sides up here, which is great. I do need to think about what I want to fill that in with, and I'm going to fill it in with, we've got this, it looks like polished andesite to me, doesn't it? So what we're going to do is we're going to fill and replace. So I'm going to go down here, and we've got...
We don't want to do that right now.
Yeah.
I thought the floor.
We're going to look, this is the ceiling, and we will use that to create new floors. I'll show you what I mean.
Okay.
Fill and replace. So I've made a selection, and I want to fill it with andesite polished, which is this stuff here. Press OK, and then press fill. So we've got these little blocks down the bottom, which looks a bit like Minecraft, doesn't it? It looks like a bit like the game, but it's not quite. So this is our selection tool over here, and we've just used fill and replace up here, and you can see immediately we've filled in the top. Now
let's just quickly have a look in.
Yeah, we can actually, with our camera, we can move straight through
I was
here.
just worried that you might have accidentally like filled it all in.
No, I just selected just that top piece.
That's good.
Yeah. Now what I want to do, unfortunately, I've covered our stairs up, so I'm going to select this area here. Okay.
Woohoo.
Pull back a little bit, and I'm going to delete those blocks from the top. Let's see what happens. And deselect that. Hey, look at that. So I've made
Stairs.
I've made some stairwell. I've deleted more than I should have. So I'm gonna. In actual fact, you can undo what you've done. So you've got an undo button. You know, Control Z would have done it, which would be quite easy. Or you can go up to MCEdit up here, and I think we've got a undo. There's undo. So we could press undo like that. Press that back again. Oh, it undid the last selection. Undo again. And undo again. And you can see in the background, it undoes the last thing. Now I deleted more than I should have, so I'm going to just change my selection box so it's that size, and then delete the blocks in that area that I've selected. Now remember, I only selected one high, and down here we can actually see the selection area.
I think you only need it one more again.
Maybe. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
4 wide, 5 long, and 1 high. So we can kind of see our selected area there. I'll deselect that. That looks pretty good. We might need some stairs over here. But yeah, I think that looks okay.
Yeah. And now all we need to do is make it a bit higher.
Yeah, so now what we're going to do is we're going to select the whole area down here. Okay, just like that. Yeah. And we're going to copy and, well, we're going to clone it up so it becomes a skyscraper. So I'm going to press this button down here, clone, which is fantastic. And then we, again, another little weird contextual menu. Again, we've got rotate, roll, flip, mirror. We don't need to do that, but we've got these 3 zeros here. If I press this one, look, it moves it sideways in the positive and in the negative. If I use my mouse wheel and roll my mouse wheel backwards and forwards, we've got this one. This is the Y. So you've got X, Y, and Z. In the Y, if I move up like that, we can see that we've actually made a new floor. That's pretty good, eh?
Mm-hmm. And the floors are just weird, the stairs.
And then we can repeat that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep, that's a big enough skyscraper.
That looks pretty good. And then if I'm happy with that,
clone.
We can check copy air, copy water, copy biomes, copy change coordinates, but we're not going to need to do any of that. I'm going to press clone.
Yeah, and now we can go back on the world.
Yeah.
Look how many iron doors are on there.
Isn't that amazing? So, do you want to go back into the world and take a look, and we can maybe tinker with the build? So, let's just go over what we've learned in MCEdit today. We've learned how to move around using your keyboard, your W. If you right-click the mouse, you can move around as if you were on a tripod. Move your camera around, and then use your keyboard to move within that space. We've learned how to select objects. We've learned how to fill and replace, and we've learned what the clone tool might be. And these are kind of beginner lessons, baby steps, if you like, to help you understand and play around with MCEdit for yourself. So the next thing we need to do is make sure we've saved it up to MCEdit. Press save. It saves it, and it also lights all the chunks for you to see how it looks like if it was all lit up. That's fantastic. And then we can quit it and go back into Minecraft to have a look at the changes that we've made. So here we are with our skyscraper. What do you think, Django?
Cool.
It looks all right, doesn't it? So Django's just got to manually change all the doors, get the doors away. I'm going to have a look at the... we've got some bats. Oh dear, we've got some bats. Building regulations probably mean that we can't destroy them. Let's get rid of these 2 bits here. That looks all right, doesn't it? What have I got to do here? Maybe make some more stairs like this. And put that in.
One small problem.
What's the problem?
Get up to the roof.
Look at these stairs work really well. We've just got some tweaking to do, but it's not bad considering we've created this very, very quickly using a bit of MCEdit. So it's definitely sped things up for us, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I'll put these here. Fantastic. So I hope that's helped people on our first lesson with MCEdit. We're going to be doing a lot more of these little mini lessons and showing you all the different things that you can do with MCEdit. So if you've got any questions or you would like some help with anything that's in MCEdit, or you've got a particular problem with it, do let us know in the comments below, and we'll try and help as much as possible. We're going to be doing this as a sort of project-based learning, so that's why we've made a nice big skyscraper. Yeah. So the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be showing you how to do roads and other things like that. So we're going to actually probably make a giant city. Is that right?
Yeah, just like we're going to copy this big skyscraper.
Yeah.
And just like copy until we get to the end, and then we're going to copy the road, copy, and then
it's going to be great. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope this has been helpful. Until next time, thank you and goodbye. Bye.